We're in it. We are in the Pantry Challenge. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Amanda. This is the Happy Homestead, and we are kicking off the 2025 Three Rivers Challenge, also known as the Pantry Challenge, where we eat from our pantry. If you did not see the video I posted a few days ago, I will link that above. You may want to go watch that first. It's going to give you an idea of, number one, what the purpose is, why we do this, and then what my personal kind of rules, goals are for this challenge. All right, so today is Thursday, January 2nd. By the way, in this like nebulous of Christmas and New Year's, does anyone else have no idea what day it is? Don't ever, like someone said to me today, is tomorrow Saturday? And I was like, is it? No. Like it just is all running together, losing track of time. So yesterday, January 1st, is when the challenge would kick off. We did not cook here at home. My mother-in-law, she kind of does a big New Year's Day spread. And so we were able to enjoy her stuff. We brought some stuff home. My husband and son had eaten there while my daughter and I had other commitments. And then they brought some stuff home so my daughter and I could eat as well. And so we had ham, black-eyed peas, turnip greens, scalloped potatoes, deviled eggs. She made little cucumber rounds with cream cheese and smoked salmon on top. All delicious. So that was our first day here on the Pantry Challenge, just nothing we cooked. And it's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon here, but I'm starting to cook dinner because I'm hungry. And my son is sleeping over at a friend's house. My daughter is sleeping at my mom's house. My husband's upstairs. We've got plenty of leftovers. I kind of want to cook. I want to make this meal. And so we're going to kick this off today with cooking dinner. Now, dinner, as I had mentioned in my previous video with kind of my goals for this challenge, one of those things is explore, be adventurous, try something new. So today I'm doing a new recipe that I've never made before. I happen to have most of the ingredients on hand, and it's called a Provençal chickpea salad. I will link this recipe down below. This is from Rabbit Hill. She's also known as Cat in France on Instagram, and I think Rabbit Hill Lifestyle on Instagram as well. All of the copper that I have in my house or in my kitchen is from her. She is an American that now lives in France. She sources copper from all of these wonderful flea markets and antique shops, and then her husband and her restore them and then they sell them. She's amazing. She's also a cook. So this is her recipe. And so it's chickpeas. Now, yesterday morning when I thought maybe I was gonna be making this recipe, I actually took some chickpeas and soaked them. They ended up soaking for a full 24 hours. I rinsed them a couple of times in between. Because I didn't cook it last night, I just left them soaking overnight on the counter. I drained them, rinsed them, and cooked them this morning in the Instant Pot. So I've already got my chickpeas ready. If you have canned chickpeas, that works. Otherwise, go ahead and cook some. You're ready for the recipe too. Kalamata olives. I don't have Kalamata. I thought I did, but I do have green olives. Anchovy fillets. I don't think I do, but I need to go double check that. 2 green onions. I don't have that. Fresh flat leaf parsley. I do have parsley coming up in the garden. And so I just came inside and I harvested a bunch of some beautiful fresh parsley from the garden. Celery, I have red wine vinegar, cumin seeds. I don't have cumin seeds, but I have ground cumin, olive oil, and salt. All right, and so while I was out in the garden getting the parsley, I did have a couple of mustard greens coming up. So I just got a handful of those leaves as well. And in the spirit of trying something new, my garden is full of chickweed, full of it. And I'm not gonna pull it out. I think I'm actually gonna save it and use it as, you know, nutritional source during the challenge. And so I pulled some chickweed. Never eaten chickweed before, but I know it is very healthy and nutritious. So we're gonna wash the greens, we're gonna chop the celery, chop the olives, we're gonna put everything together into like a little salad because that's how it's supposed to be. But I really did want some protein as well. So I pulled out 2 things of salmon yesterday morning. We're gonna pan fry the salmon and top our salad with that. It's gonna be delicious and I can't wait to eat it. All right, so all of our greens are washed. I'm just gonna start chopping. I kind of like to form it into some sort of just, you know, compact ball or oblong shape. Kind of just start chopping everything. I'm gonna use the celery with a lot of the kind of tender parts, the hearts and the celery leaves, because I actually think they add so much flavor, especially to something like this. And I'll probably take just 1 stalk of celery. Okay, because I don't have the Kalamata, we're just going with the all green olives. The Kalamata olives would certainly add different flavor, but even just the color would be so much prettier too in this. But using what we have, I have not yet finalized my Azure order for January, because again, in last video, I am doing an Azure order. There are some things I just need. And I think I have a few more days till I finalize that, so I might actually add some Kalamata olives to that order. I did find a little jar of anchovies. I think I had bought these because I made Caesar dressing one time, a long time ago. So I don't really want to take too many because this is not... This is kind of out of my comfort zone, guys, like out of my comfort realm with anchovies. So I'm just gonna try to chop them extremely fine. Pray I don't regret putting these in here. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. It smells like cat food. I can't do it. I can't do it, and now I gotta take this out. I cannot, I just can't. I'm sorry. The hardest part is gonna be trying to get this all out. Oh my gosh, why did I do that? Don't put anchovies in anything unless you know you like anchovies. Okay, well, now that we're back on track, everything's chopped. I'm gonna put in some of my chickpeas. A little bit of ground cumin. Hey Marmar, what do you smell? What do you smell? Do you smell the anchovies? Is that what you smell? Yeah, they smell horrible, don't they? All right, so I'm gonna do a little bit of my ground cumin. I don't know, that was maybe a 1/4 teaspoon. Organic red wine vinegar. I buy this by the gallon from Azure, because vinegar does not go bad. Just adding a splash, maybe a little bit more. We're gonna do a drizzle of olive oil. Cracked black pepper. Okay, so now I just wanna get my salmon cooking. It's not gonna take long. and sprinkle with the Redmond Real Salt Organic Lemon Pepper. As you can see, I love this. And then I'm gonna put it flesh side down, right? So put the seasoning here, flesh side down, sear it, cook it, and then top it with our salad. All right, pan is hot. We've got some bacon grease in there. Now I'm not adding salt because we have the Kalamata olives, which provide some good salt, and the salmon is going to be salted, or is salted, so I don't really want to add any salt at this point. Bon appetit. I'm really excited to eat this. It was so good. It's so fresh tasting. The parsley, the chickweed, and the mustard greens. But then you get like a little bit different texture with the chickpeas and the olives, and then the salmon on top is just, I'll see you tomorrow. Friday, January 3rd. Lots of things kind of started going on today. So in that first video where I explained everything, I had mentioned that I needed to clean out the freezer. Like, that's one of the things I'm so excited to do with this challenge, is just clean the freezers out. Well, I had 5 pounds of frozen raspberries that I had purchased from Azure Standard probably 3 or 4 months ago. So I went ahead this morning and made 7 half pints of raspberry jam.
Hi, I'm playing with my doggy.
So our daughter got a makeup kit for Christmas.
Yep.
From my brother.
Woohoo!
Who will never see this video. This is what we're dealing with. All right, go. Go play with Marley. So I've got 7 of those half pints of raspberry jam done. I'm so glad, because now that's out of the freezer, and that's my family's favorite type of jam. So that's done today. Then went ahead and took some of the chicken backs that we have in our freezer. I had actually purchased, oh my gosh, this is probably close to 9 months ago now. I want to say 40 pounds. I don't know if it was 40 pounds. It was an obscene number of pounds of chicken backs from Azure Standard, organic chicken backs. And the reason I did that was because last spring I taught a canning class locally here in my community, and everybody had kind of gone home with a pre-made, pre-canned quart of chicken broth, chicken stock. And so I needed to get all these chicken carcasses so that I could roast them, make the stock, can it, bring it to the class, and and then obviously do it in real time in the class. But I ended up with still a lot of chicken backs left. So I needed to get those out of the freezer as well. So I had 2 bags that I thawed last night. I roasted them this morning. They roasted for about an hour. Yeah, I'd say an hour at 380 degrees, 385, and they look great. And I put some of the Redmond Real Salt all-purpose seasoning on them. But here's the best part. You can kind of see clearly defined backs, but this is a leg. This is a thigh. Like, there's a lot of meat on here. So now I need to go put on some gloves, put on my apron, and kind of separate this. But there were more backs in here. I already have one batch of stock made in the Instant Pot, so I'm gonna have to can that up probably tomorrow, not tonight. And then I'm gonna get the rest of these backs made for another batch of stock. Okay, I know that's a lot. With all that being said, I have already created my entire menu for the month of January because I'm type A like that. I wanted to make sure I had it all kind of planned out. And just like January 1st kind of shifted with us having leftovers from my in-laws, tonight's shifting because my husband's working. My son has been with a friend all day and is now with my husband, spending time with him at his job. So it's just me and my daughter, and she was at my mom's all day, and my mom fed us some corn chowder, which was so delicious. So tonight's dinner of what I was going to make, I'm gonna shift it and save that for tomorrow. So tonight, since it's just her and I, we're gonna make this really simple. I have some leftover chicken tenders, chicken fingers that I had purchased from the store. It's a processed food item. We're gonna use that. She's gonna eat that, get that out of the freezer. I am gonna take whatever meat I can off these and make a chicken salad because I love a really good chicken salad. And then that's what I'll eat. So before we get all knee deep in the chicken, separating that out, this is the first batch of bone broth. I just put the chicken backs in there with 2 carrots, I think 1 stalk of celery, and half of an onion that I quartered, bay leaves, a little ACV, and I pressure cook it in the Instant Pot on low pressure for 2 hours and just let it go. And it just creates the most gorgeous deep color. It's so good. And I could probably go for another round with all of these items, but because I've got so much, I'm just gonna go peel the meat off this and then separate all the stock and then somehow, I don't know, get all the stock together at once and can that tomorrow. But in the meantime, let's get her chicken tenders cooked and my chicken separated. We all do it. From time to time, we all fall into the convenience traps. They've got to go. So I'm gonna leave anything that's gonna go back into making stock in the glass dishes. And any meat is gonna come right in here. And Marley always knows when there's chicken nearby. And he usually gets some of the skin. Do you want this one? Come here. Your chicken's in the oven.
And what's this?
This is gonna be my dinner, or part of my dinner. It's gonna be our chicken
Oh,
salad.
Marley wants some of it.
I know, I've been giving him some.
Huh? Is that still the meat?
Yeah, but this is the stuff that's super hot. Okay, so my stock is here. I got the next batch of backs in here, and then this is all of the meat that I was able to recover. I'm sure there was more, but it can get rather tedious, and you need to decide what's more important to you, your time or another quarter cup of meat. So I'm gonna get this ready to go in the Instant Pot. Okay.
Bring all your things, bring all of your heart marines that only left them in a blue cloud box.
Remember when you are doing your Instant Pot to never go above that line with your liquid. Apple cider vinegar, this just helps extract more of the micronutrients from the bones. And then I've got some bay leaves. Low pressure, 2 hours. Okay, so because I'm going to end up having a lot of stock and I only want to can it one time, I've got one more batch of backs that I've got to do. So the second batch is going. I'll be able to get the third batch done before I go to bed, but I'm gonna take all of the stock I get from each batch and put it in here. This should be enough to hold all 3. And that way I can kind of leave it on the counter or on the stovetop overnight and can everything up tomorrow. All right, so now I'm going to take this meat. This is gonna be my dinner, and I'm gonna make some chicken salad. I don't know if I wanna do the food processor. Honestly, I don't know if I wanna get it dirty, but sometimes I do all of this in the food processor and it makes like this really finely chopped chicken salad, which is what I prefer. But I do have some celery. Whatever's left, I'm gonna stick with the rest of those backs to go into the next batch. I do have half of an onion, the skins, and what is ever left from the onion, again with the next batch. I don't have any homemade fermented mayo. I thought I did, but I just looked and it's all gone. So I'll have to make some at some point, but I don't have the energy to do that now. So we go with the Dukes. It was in the fridge. Oh, it's a Best By date of 11 of 2024, so that's good. I think it's fine. We're gonna use that. And then I do have some leftover chickpeas from last night's dinner, and I'm just gonna add that in as well and kind of mix this all together.
Bon appetit. This is yummy. This is yummy.
What? I just added some freshly ground pepper, a little of the organic lemon pepper seasoning from Redmond. I'm adding some ground dried sage, just a small amount of mustard. This is like a Dijon. All right, I don't like my chicken salad saturated with mayo, so we're gonna start with just a little bit first. I need just the right ratio. So it's not too dry, not too wet. Add all of the chickpeas in because I see no reason to save them for anything else right now. And now this is obviously more than one meal, which is amazing, which is great, right? So impromptu dinner that turned out to really be a good way to use some things up. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Once again, at the end of the day, I'm just tired. I want to eat. It'll do. It's good. As you said, it could use a little more flavor. I think I would probably add
A little
some more oregano, like oregano maybe, and maybe a little more sage.
It tastes good, but when you swallow it, like the little flavor.
That's good. All right, we're gonna close out this video and then the rest of the week will be on a new one. Stay happy, stay healthy. I will see you next time.